Hello, beautiful Capricorn. How are you? I hope that you are doing fantastic. I am Elena Valdez, and I am here to do your mid-month reading for June. And yes, I know these are out a bit late, almost at the end of the month, but you will still benefit from them, I think. And so I hope you enjoy it. Now, just to let you know, for these mid-month readings, I will always be off camera. However, the regular the regular monthly readings will be camera facing, or I'll be camera facing so that you get to see my vibe. Now, this reading, we're going to have three columns. We're going to have the first column, which is going to be the energy that you're coming into here in the month of June. And then the middle column will be where you are now. And the third column will be how the month will be ending. All right. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is nice. I love the progression of this. Okay, and I hope you don't mind me here messing around with the cards because I'm a little OCD, and so you'll catch me kind of straightening things out throughout the reading. All right, let's get started, beautiful Capricorn. So you come into the month here with the Three of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. And the Three of Wands is the beautiful space of very much looking out into the world in front of you and assessing what you want to tackle next, right? So you're coming into June with this notion of, okay, I've seen some things. I've been working on some projects. I've been doing some things. Now, where am I going to go next? For some of you, this is about traveling. The Three of Wands is about, moving forward to the next step. And sometimes that means literally moving our bodies somewhere, what we consider the next step or the next curiosity, the next place to explore. But in any case, you came into June with this feeling of, whatever it takes, I'm going to work hard. Whatever that idea, whatever you came up with that you decided was something that was important to you, that you wanted to start planning and moving towards, you decided that you were going to work as hard as you needed to towards that venture or towards a person or towards a project. It's going to be different for all of you. And here, the Queen of Pentacles, that's you. That's you, beautiful Capricorn. And so it tells me that you're very, very certain about the thing that you're trying to follow, or the thing that you're working on following here at the beginning of the month very much aligns with your energy here, okay? It does feel like maybe at the beginning of the month you felt like the burden fell on you, right? Like whatever needed to take place to start moving towards this direction, you felt a bit of like heaviness, like a lot of it was on your shoulders to make that happen, okay? But in any case, whatever this is, whether it's a career move, a project, accessing new clients, traveling or moving to a new place, or moving towards relationship, whatever it is for you, it is absolutely aligning with your energy. Well, then we move you forward here in the middle column, which is where we are now, middle of the month, right? And you have the star with the devil and the moon. This energy is so interesting because, first of all, you have two luminaries here, right? You have a star and you have the moon, right? The star is about our hopes. It's about the things that we want to shine in this world. It's all about the wishes that we put out into the world, but it's also about going with the flow, and it's also about trusting that which you have put out into the universe is going to come back and manifest here in the 3D, okay? But you have that, you come into the middle of the month putting wishes out. It's almost like you've decided, okay, now that I know what direction I want to move, this is where I'm going to put faith into, right? And again, this is going to play out differently depending on what part of the journey you're on. For some of you, this is relationships. For others of you, it's family. For others of you, it's work. And for many of you, it's all of it, right? So some of you are actually working on all of these topics. But in any case, the star then moves into the devil, and the devil can sometimes symbolize the shadow side of Capricorn, right? So making sure that here in the middle of the month, as you move into the star, the devil, and then the moon, making sure that you're being very clear, Capricorn. This is going to be so important for you. You really need to ask yourself, are you creating any illusions about anything? The project that you're working on, the people that you're working with, the relationship that you're trying to set together or be or have work out. Is there anything about that that's shadowy? Is there anything about that that maybe you're not seeing clearly here with the moon? Is there anything here that maybe needs to be better looked at, like with clearer eyes, without the shadowy side of the devil? The devil can sometimes bring out energies from either ourselves or other people that are shadowy, meaning addictive, addicting, obsessive, deceptive, a bit of like lying. We want to be careful that what we're doing here in the middle of the month, whether it's with another individual, whether it's us or them, we want to make sure that we are remaining clear and honest about not only our intentions, Capricorn, but their intentions as well. And remembering everyone has free will, right? Asking yourself, is there any aspect in your life where you've become controlling, or maybe you have created obligations in situations that are not fair to other people, and vice versa? Like, are people doing that to you, or are situations making you feel that way? Or is the situation that you're currently involved creating some of that obligatory, obsessive, shadowy energy? The moon talks about things that are not yet uncovered. The moon talks about things that need to be uncovered. Now, it depends on what stage of the moon, right? If we are in a new moon, then everything's dark. But if we're in a full moon, everything's illuminated, right? So when we get the moon in tarot, it can mean one of two things. If we are in the beginning stage of the moon, then things are dark. We don't really see them. But if we're at the end of the moon, if we're at the full moon, then all of a sudden, all these illusions and obsessions and things and controlling natures of others and our own controlling natures come up to be seen. So many of you will be on the different phase of the moon. Yes, I know we just had a full moon, but this reading today is not connected to the full moon that we just had. Even though the full moon we just had is in your sign, Capricorn, it was in your sign. Here, the 21st of June, we had a full moon in your sign, which was pretty significant. But one of the reasons why it was pretty significant is because that full moon, now this is a separate message from this reading, okay, but it kind of does connect. The full moon that we just had in Capricorn had a square to Neptune. Neptune, when the moon is squaring Neptune, there are a lot of emotional things that come up to the surface. A lot of emotional things to be assessed come up during a square like that were maybe hidden from you, that you didn't even realize were a trigger for you. And all of a sudden, this full moon shakes it up, right? Like, ooh, oh, look, you have abandonment issues. What? I didn't know that. Like things like that, right? Or that can also make us susceptible to the deceptions of others, and or it can make you susceptible, beautiful Capricorn, to maybe being not so honest with yourself or others. Okay, so just being mindful during this time frame as we end the month of June, that this is an energy that's pretty palpable in your sign of Capricorn. Now we're walking away from that energy, right? But in addition to what's actually astrologically happening in the sky right now, your particular tarot reading here for middle of the month is very clear on those topics, Neptunian Neptunian square to the moon topics, okay, which is very shadowy. So here in the middle of the month, Capricorn, we want to just proceed with caution is what I want to say in all manners. Maybe do not make any serious decisions at this time. Like right now, maybe just take a step back, observe, assess, and also allow others to go through their period of confusion, their period of Neptunian energy square moon, okay? Because this actual transit in the sky, what's happening, it's affecting everyone, right? But more specifically you in whatever area you have Capricorn, or wherever the sun Capricorn is in, right? Especially if you have moon in Capricorn, this is huge. But anyhow, we then move towards the end of the month and into July with the Three of Cups, which is beautiful because now we're moving away from this shadowy energy into beautiful connections with others and community. And then we move into the sun, which is about our vitality. Like if you're feeling tired, by the way, I failed to say this. This is another thing that's happening with this energy is you may be feeling drained. You may be feeling tired, but don't worry, don't stress. Your energy is going to come back here by the end of the month, early July, with the sun smack in the middle here of your third column. So you have the Three of Cups, you have the sun, and you have the Lovers, okay? I feel like you're going with the moon and the sun here. You're also struggling with your feminine versus masculinity here this month. It's almost like you're struggling with how much do I do? How much do I use my masculine side and how much do I use my receptive feminine side? So there's a little like conflict or a little like back and forth that you may be struggling with here, Capricorn, in the month of June. But in any sense, getting back to the end of June here, Three of Cups, the sun, the Lovers. This is beautiful energy. So you're ending the month with connection, feeling good, feeling fulfilled, emotionally fulfilled here with the Lovers. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It may be romantic for some of you, but this can just mean you, how you're feeling, because you're finally seeing some vitality come back, right? If you hadn't felt it at the beginning of the month. And this shadowy energy is moving away. And so now you're clear at the end of the month, moving into July. The Lovers can also be a card of choice and decision, like figuring out what road you're going to take. Yes, it can sometimes be romantic, but not always. More than romantic, it's about deciding what path we're going to take in a particular area of life. But it doesn't matter because whatever that is for you at the end of June, July, it's beautiful. You're going to leave this shadowy side. So if by the time you watch this reading, you're feeling this ickiness, like something's not quite right, like you can't put your finger on it, right? Don't worry, you're going to move away from it. All right, now I want to pull a card from this awesome, cute little oracle deck that I love. And if you haven't done so already, beautiful Capricorn, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me tremendously. Oh yes, healing. So that's part of what's happening here mid-month. So you got the card of healing. And you see how she's holding this little treasure box is reminiscent to things of the past, right? Like, you know how when we create little treasures when we're younger and we put our keepsakes and things, that's what this little box represents here. And she's holding on to it, right? Like she's sacredly holding on to it tenderly, and maybe there's some sorrow or sadness that has come up that she now realizes needs to be healed. And by the way, when I say she, this is not a gender specific read. This is all genders here. Please apply this how it best resonates for you and how you identify. Now, here, this is significant because what I'm getting is that the shadowy energy that maybe you experience here is connected to something that has come up for you to look at, to heal. Like maybe the parts of ourselves that we're not so happy about, like the truth, like coming face to face with the truth of our shadowy natures, right? And I know I keep using the word shadowy, and I keep using that word because I feel like it covers a lot, okay? because we all have a different definition of what we think is dark, right? Some of us, it is the obsession. Some of us, it's addiction. Some of us, it's shame. Some of us, it's past abuse. Like some of us, there's so many things that this can be, or even our own narcissism and our own abuse towards other people, or our own manipulation that we do or they do to us, right? That's what all of this can encompass. And so there's a healing here. There's a sadness. There's like a, oh, like something has come up for you to look at, okay? Now let's grab a cute little healing card here, or self-care card. These are so cute. I love these. And you got ask for help. Aren't these cute? How cute is that? Can I ask you something? Ask for help is what it says here at the bottom. I don't know if you're actually seeing that. I hope you can see it. But yeah, so maybe that's part of what you're realizing. Maybe you're feeling, remember I said there's this conflict between your masculine and feminine. Because that conflict is also happening because maybe you're realizing you're either doing a lot on your own, or you're wondering, well, like, who helps me? Well, Capricorn, sometimes it come across like you've got it all figured out. We're not mind readers. You got to let people know, right? I know you're high performing. We get it, but it's okay to ask for help sometimes, okay? All right, now let's see. Let's get one more oracle from this deck, the Sacred Creators Oracle. I love that. It's my favorite. We are going to close out the reading, beautiful Capricorn, with a yes or no answer to a question that you need a yes or no answer to. So start thinking about a question. And after I pull this oracle card, I will pull your yes or no. Cut the cords of doubt. So something has come up for you, beautiful Capricorn. Cut the cords of doubt. Something has happened with this mid-month energy, this healing, and ask for help. And even the colors match. Like, look at that. Colors are very symbolic in tarot, right? It really describes a mood that we're in, which, by the way, that makes me think of this beautiful crystal that's in front of me. And so the colors that I'm seeing are making me feel like maybe some of you need to start wearing your rose quartz a little bit more. Or if you don't have a rose quartz, honey, go get one. It's very healing. It helps. It gives us a feeling of self-love and universal love. It's not all romantic love, okay? This is about self-love. And so, yeah, there's some stuff that's come up here that has made you doubt yourself. All right, honey, let's close this out with your question. So ask the question that requires a yes or no answer, and I will pull a card. All right, is it a yes or no for a beautiful Capricorn? Is it a yes or is it a no for a gorgeous Capricorn? Our gorgeous Capricorn. Let's see, is it a, oh, it's a no. And that flew, that wanted to make sure you knew. The reason it's a no, beautiful, it's confirmed by the Tower, La Torre in Spanish, as my little deck says. The reason it's a no, honey, or at least at this time, remember, tarot is fluid, okay? So these answers, these yes or no answers come up for the time frame that you're asking that question, right? So right now, at the time that you ask the question, the answer is no. And the reason it's a no is because if it were a yes, it would cause some kind of destruction or chaos. Potentially, if you asked something about another person, it means that a yes would mean chaos to that person or chaos to you, or trauma potentially, or confusing revelations that are not good for anyone. If it's not about a person, if it's about a project or a direction to take, then the reason you got to know is because if it were a yes, it could cause some disaster or chaos that maybe would not work out well for you, okay? All right, beautiful Capricorn. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your month. Please, please, please come back and check out your July reading. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. All right, have a good one. Bye.